Well, we have some pretty big news we want to tell everybody. Raven?
Come on, I said you.
You want to do the whole thing? Okay. She's pregnant.
We're having a baby.
Our next kid. Yep, we're expecting a new little one.
I love babies, so I'm
not
really
you.
excited.
What? Really?
I know when there's a baby, and when is that baby gonna come and say hi?
Hopefully it will take its time.
I'm very excited for another grandchild. I want it to come very fast because I want to hold that baby.
I couldn't be more excited to be welcoming another kid into the world. I mean, what is greater than the honor to be able to be a dad to multiple children? I never even thought that I'd have a kid, not just having two. That's pretty awesome. You could, like, shoot me out of a cannon. I could hold a sign that says, like, boy or girl as I fly by on it. I always wanted to be shot out of a cannon.
A breakup without chaos in reality TV? Either they've evolved or they're hiding something. Let's talk about the Bear and Raven split, and why this no-drama exit has fans raising eyebrows. Bear and Raven Brown, a high-profile duo from the hit reality series Alaskan Bush People, have quietly yet definitively called it quits after 3 years of marriage, multiple separations, reconciliation efforts, and emotionally wrenching moments in the public eye. Their announcement, made in tandem via Instagram on April 21, 2025, stood out for its unusual tone, free of bitterness, drama, or rancor. Instead, the couple painted a picture of mutual respect, unwavering commitment to their children, and a conscious choice to part ways with empathy and grace. This breakup has many asking, how did a relationship marked by turbulence, legal battles, and repeated reunions reach this calm conclusion? A closer look at the timeline, social media statements, and media coverage offers insights into how Bear and Raven arrived at this decision, and what it means for their future and family. Their story is one of repeated patterns. Bear and Raven first met in 2018, began dating shortly afterward, and by August 2019 announced their engagement. Yet just 2 weeks later, they called things off, but within a day revealed that Raven was unexpectedly pregnant. The couple's on-again, off-again rhythms intensified in the months that followed. In late 2019, after some time apart, Bear and Raven reconciled, outlined in an Instagram post where Bear revealed that meeting his 6-month-old son River in person rekindled their feelings, and they decided to give their relationship another try. Their rollercoaster continued. Legal drama erupted in 2020, with Raven filing multiple restraining orders against Bear and alleging abusive behavior, followed by reunions, custody disputes, and public speculation. The Ashley's reality roundup. This turbulence culminated in a marriage in January 2022, a union that appeared to offer fresh starts for both. Bear expressed deep commitment to Raven, calling her the love of my life, and spoke of building a family and home together. Even amid the chaos, the couple experienced joyful milestones. Their second son, Cove, arrived in early 2023, and their third, Everest, was born in August 2024. Yet, separation followed again in December 2022 when Raven, then pregnant, announced they were splitting, stating, "We will be co-parenting." No drama. The pattern continued through temporary breaks and reunions into 2023. Then came the final split, announced in April 2025. In matching Instagram posts, both framed their separation as a mutual decision rooted not in anger but in love and respect. Raven wrote, "We are friends and we have love for one another," adding, "No anger is behind the decision. We will co-parent well and both parents will be very actively involved." Bear echoed those sentiments. "We are still good friends and will be co-parenting," emphasizing that there are no hard feelings and asking fans to remain respectful. For many followers, this mature and cordial approach to such a highly public breakup was unexpected and refreshing. Instead of the sensational drama that has often defined their relationship, this time Bear and Raven chose to honor their shared history and shift focus to parenting. The announcement was welcomed as a model of civilized separation, even as fans mourned the end of the relationship. This latest decision may reflect their personal growth and long history: 6 years together, 3 births, complex legal entanglements, and countless attempts to make things work. In their shared words, they've acknowledged that despite their best efforts, maintaining a romantic relationship was no longer possible. Even as they continued to deeply care for one another amid the breakup announcement, the timing also sparked commentary. Some noted its proximity to the cancellation of Alaskan Bush People and Bear's brother Noah's separation, prompting speculation about whether the shifting media landscape influenced their choice to step back from their tumultuous personal narrative. Yet, perhaps the predominant takeaway isn't speculation, but respect for a relationship that spanned difficult chapters, legal turmoil, intermittent separation, and reconciliation. Through it all, their priority remained their family, River Cove and Everest. In the end, the Bears' breakup may resonate most deeply not for its end but for its tone. In an era of media-fueled celebrity drama, this split stands apart for its calm, dignity, and love even amid pain. For many, it offers a powerful reminder healthy endings can exist, and caring deeply need not conclude in hostility. As Bear and Raiven turn to co-parenting as friends, the world watches not with voyeuristic fascination, but with a measure of respect for how they've chosen to part. The public's reaction to Bear and Raiven Brown's latest and apparently final breakup has been marked by a mixture of surprise, admiration, and quiet skepticism. After years of very public highs and lows, including breakups, reconciliations, court filings, and even arrests, the mature tone of this separation has shifted the narrative. No longer is the conversation focused solely on drama, but instead on how two people with an undeniably complex history can choose peace, especially when children are involved. On platforms like Reddit, Facebook fan groups, and Instagram comment threads, followers have voiced everything from cautious optimism to disbelief. One top comment read, "I'll believe it when I see them stay apart for a year. But I do hope they're both okay and doing this for the kids." Others applauded the couple's decision to keep the tone civil, noting that reality TV relationships rarely end this gracefully. Still, questions linger beneath the surface. Why now? What changed? And can this calm really hold? Part of what makes Bear and Raiven's breakup so compelling is the emotional whiplash fans have endured over the years. In February 2022, just weeks after their wedding, Bear was arrested for domestic violence. Though the case was later dropped, the incident highlighted the tension that had often simmered beneath the surface. Following the arrest, both parties briefly deleted social media accounts and stayed relatively silent, only to later post cryptic updates suggesting forgiveness and healing. Raiven's own statements over the years have alternated between messages of commitment and appeals for space and safety. In previous posts, she's spoken openly about mental health, the pressures of fame, and her desire to shield her children from the fallout of adult conflict. Many now see this final breakup as a continuation of that effort, a choice made not because of failure, but because of love expressed differently through boundaries and co-parenting. The calm nature of their statements also aligns with a broader trend in celebrity culture, where amicable breakups have become more common and more expected. From Chris Pratt and Anna Faris to Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin's infamous conscious uncoupling, the public has slowly come to embrace the idea that not all breakups have to be messy or bitter. Still, for every smooth split, there are dozens that end in scorched earth conflict, court battles, and public humiliation. That's what makes Bear and Raiven's departure from chaos all the more remarkable. It also raises an important emotional reality: even peaceful breakups can hurt. Just because anger isn't present doesn't mean heartbreak isn't. In fact, some fans speculate that this very tranquility could be the result of emotional exhaustion. After years of fighting to make things work, amid custody battles, family trauma, and public scrutiny, perhaps the only thing left was to lay down their arms and let go. Not with resentment, but with acceptance. This kind of emotional maturity rarely develops overnight. It takes time and sometimes therapy, personal growth, or simply the hard-earned wisdom of failed attempts. Bear and Raiven, despite their youthful ages, have lived a lifetime of relationship cycles in a few short years. They've shared losses, most notably the death of Bear's father, Billy Brown, in 2021, which likely shaped their view of family and the importance of emotional stability. For Raiven especially, who has navigated the early years of motherhood with the added pressure of being a reality TV personality, the stakes of creating a peaceful environment for her children have only grown. There's also the dynamic of being in the public eye. Since Alaskan Bush People premiered in 2014, the Brown family has cultivated an image of rugged independence, remote living, and family unity. But behind the camera, Their lives have mirrored many of the same struggles faced by everyday families: conflict, grief, growth, and separation. Bear and Raven's relationship in many ways peeled back the veil on that idealism. Their on and off journey showed fans that not even the bush can shield people from the emotional complexities of love and parenting. What comes next for them individually remains unclear. Bear has historically been vocal on social media, often posting updates from the family's Washington property, where he shares glimpses of wilderness life and reflections on fatherhood. Raiven, in contrast, has shown signs of stepping back from the limelight in recent months. Her recent posts have leaned toward inspirational content, motherhood reflections, and mental health awareness. Professionally, it's unclear if Bear will remain attached to any spin-offs or Discovery content, given the cancellation of Alaskan Bush People. Some insiders suggest that Bear may be interested in launching a YouTube or social media-driven wilderness brand, while Raiven may focus on advocacy for maternal mental health or even write about her journey. Neither has confirmed these rumors, and it's likely both are prioritizing family for now. Meanwhile, the future of their 3 children is front and center in this narrative. River, Cove, and Everest are all under the age of 6. The couple's insistence on co-parenting, stressing both parents will be actively involved, speaks volumes. In many splits, custody becomes the battleground. Here, it seems both Bear and Raiven are doing all they can to keep the children's lives consistent and loving. How that plays out logistically is still unknown, but their emphasis on peace gives fans hope. One of the most quietly powerful aspects of this story is how it reframes what success in a relationship looks like. In the world of social media and reality television, lasting marriages are often held up as proof of worth or stability. But Bear and Raiven's story pushes against that narrative. Perhaps sometimes the greatest success is recognizing when to let go, and doing it in a way that protects everyone involved, and yet, there's an unmistakable bittersweetness to this ending. For fans who have followed the couple since day one, who watched Bear propose, who witnessed the birth of their children and their wedding day, this final chapter stings. It marks the end of an era, not just for Bear and Raiven, but for the broader Brown family dynamic, which has undergone significant changes since Billy's death and the show's conclusion. Still, if there's one thing that Alaskan Bush people always emphasized, it's resilience. Life in the bush demanded it. The wilderness doesn't allow for stagnation. You adapt or you suffer. Bear and Raiven, in their own way, are now doing just that, adapting to a new way of being, one where love is expressed not through staying together, but through choosing the healthiest path forward, and that, perhaps, is the real takeaway. Not all love stories end in romantic forever arcs. Some evolve into deep partnerships rooted in shared history, friendship, and family. Theirs may no longer be a love story in the traditional sense, but it's no less meaningful. As the public moves on and the media spotlight dims, Bear and Raiven will likely continue their separate paths, parenting together but living apart. And while there may still be bumps ahead, what they've shown in recent months is that even the most turbulent relationships can end with grace.